Welcome to Flipping Time, where we hunt, fix, and flip treasures from wholesale lots, yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, and pawn shops. Whether it's watches, electronics, collectibles, or hidden gems, we restore and resell them for profit. Sometimes the item needs repairs, and sometimes we uncover unexpected finds. If you love reselling, restoration, and making money from the flip, you're in the right place. Subscribe and join the hunt. 15 years ago, we started buying wholesale lots of customer returns and department store shelf pulls, watches that were broken, missing parts, or just needed a little TLC. I learned how to recondition them, and Heather learned how to flip them on eBay for profit. Today, I'm diving into another big lot, bringing these watches back to life and turning them into something valuable again. Let's get to work. Hey folks, welcome to my next video. In this video, I'm going to be going through a box of watches, and I've got a big old mess of them that I pulled out of this box, and we're going to see what works, see what doesn't work. We're going to work on these things. We're going to add some value to this load of watches. I really like that bag. I'm going to put that over there and save it. Anyway, I've got watches from Citizen, Relic, watch from Citizen, watch from Casio, watch from Armatron, watch from Pulsar, another Citizen watch, a Bulova, Casio G-Shock, Elgin, Casio, and Grab Bag. This is a Citizen. Let's put that back in the bag. It's got some loose links in there. And we'll start off with the watch furthest to stage left. This is I think it's a Citizen. Can't really see through the haze. It's had a sticker on it. There we go. Getting that sticker residue off. It's a nice vintage Citizen watch. Some good stuff when the Magic Eraser won't erase it. These watches come from department stores. They are RTV watches. Some of them are watches that, excuse me. Some of them are watches that people bring back to the store. Some of them are shelf pulls. Some of them, well, customer returns, shelf pulls. That's pretty much it. I've noticed over the years that these stores will take back about anything. So if you're ever wondering about something you bought from a store and you have your receipt, save your receipt, take it back to the store. Most of these stores will take just about anything back. There, now we can see it. I've got this thing reconditioned. Well, it's not reconditioned yet, but it's cleaned up where we can at least see the face. We got a nice men's gold tone Citizen quartz watch. It has a screw off case back. Gonna set our back removal tool where it's getting right into two of those teeth. There we go. It's in there real tight. Actually made a little watch holder out of wood. I believe that's going to be too big. See if we can get it in there. Just holding it. Oh, it's in there tight. So we got our watch case holder. Crank it on down in there. That'll allow us to get a little bit extra leverage. There we go. Pop it loose. Don't lose our spacer ring. No matter how far you throw it, you need to go get it. We have 621 battery in there. Put on our glasses. See a little bit better. Now it's getting a little late in the day. Starting to get just a little bit sloppy with my work. There we go. 621 battery. And the watch works. We're going to put that case back on. I do not like fixing these expansion bands. They are fixable. If you want to buy that watch, go ahead and do it. I'd be glad to do a tutorial, but it'd be about a 17-hour tutorial. It's very tedious. Missing one part there, the cover. So basically what you have to do is peel back that little tab. You can see the one right here is already peeled back. Somebody's already resized it. But peel back that tab, and in here are just little U-shaped pieces of metal, and it's just a series of those all the way down through the watch. And my suggestion for this particular watch is to either take it to a jeweler, have them fix it. I'll probably fix it for 20 bucks. It's about $100 watch. Or just get a Speedle band. They make Speedle bands that fit this size watch, and those are about $9.99. But anyway, This watch works. We'll put it in the working pile. Watch number 2 is an Armatron two-tone men's watch. This model is 20-4591TT. 20-4591TT. I'm guessing that means two-tone. I'll leave that. Take our pry bar, find us a nice spot to get under the case back, face her out, pop out our battery. That's a 377 battery. When you're dealing with watches, you always need 377 batteries. It's probably the most used battery. 377. I like to keep 1,000 of those in stock. It is working. Pop our spacer back in, put our back on, snaps into place, set the watch 10 after 6, and get it ready to sell. Next watch is a Relic 165-foot Relic ZR11811. It's a nice little gunmetal gray watch with a purple hued face. These Relics usually spin right off, not too much of an issue. This one has a 371 battery in it. Looks like it's been replaced with a very cheap battery at some point. Everything looks clean, doesn't look like the battery's leaked in there. Go ahead and replace it with a good battery. When you're replacing batteries in this particular movement, I'm going to go ahead and take this band apart so you can see. It's very important that you place the battery back on top of that tab. If you come in and try to jam it in there too hard and damage that tab, then your watch will never work. So put it on top of that tab and then pull this tab back. That'll hold the battery in place. Watch is working. So we got another winner. We got 3 in a row, folks. Spin her back on. Take our spring bar, put it back in the band, put it up for sale. Now we got a Citizen Quartz WR, what did that say? WR50. Guess that means world record. It's the world record 50 watch. It's got a safety class. Somebody's already had that back off. It's got a 364 battery, which is not in the watch. Watch is working. It's funny, people bring these watches back because they don't work, and if whoever's working at the jewelry counter does not know how to change a watch battery, they just give them a new watch. And that watch is working. It's 6:08. Got it set. We'll get it ready to sell. Now we have a Casio Edifice EFR 519 EFR 519 Casio Edifice, white face. Looks like the band off of this watch is already gassed off and broken, so we'll just go ahead and replace the battery in it. See a little part of that band came out from underneath the case back. Well, I got this open. Let's go ahead and remove those spring bars from this watch. There's a little bit of gunk from that band still in there. And that stuff just tends to get everywhere. We don't want to sell somebody a problem. If you sell somebody a mess, they will send you back a mess. These resin bands, they sit in the heat, this Florida heat, in a box. These may have been out there since 2018. When they do that, they off gas and they disintegrate. 364 battery, got those right here. Watch is working. Put back on. Now I'm reverse spinning it for a reason. I'm trying to find the groove where the threads start. Sometimes you can get them and sometimes you can't. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Just have to keep spinning it backwards. Then you can finger tighten it down with the case tool. Set our time, 6:12. Get ready for sale. On to the next watch. We have a Relic. This is a 30-meter Relic ZR15669. ZR15669. It's a lady's watch. It's diamond embellished. I don't know if Relic uses real diamonds or not, but call them diamonds. Could be rhinestones, could be soapstones, but they're awful shiny. It's got a 920 battery. Pop that out. Get us a fresh one. We haven't had too many problems out of this lot today, which is very unusual. Spacer back in, turn up our back, snap it into place, and set the time. 6:13. Get it ready for sale. Next watch is a Casio Illuminator. It's Casio has one of these resin bands. It seems to be in pretty good shape, still pliable, it's not breaking. I have to sit a spell with this one. It has 4 screws. It's a Casio F105. Casio F105. This watch utilizes a 2016 battery. Don't have any batteries that old, so I'll use a newer one. Slide that new battery in there, and we come alive. So make sure our gasket's lined up properly. I'm going to go ahead and take that off of there. Put it in the little channel. Get the short watch out. And then put all 4 screws back in the back. There you have it. A Casio F105 illuminator. And it illuminates just fine. All the buttons work. It will be for sale shortly. In 1 week from today. Next watch up is a Pulsar. Pulsar VX51, I believe is the model number. I'll go ahead and take that springboard, need to be replaced anyway. So these have a screw off back. That watch, as you can see, has suffered from some corrosion in the movement. We're not even going to mess with it because if I get it running, it will be nothing but problems for whoever buys it. So it will go in the scrap pile and we'll let our scrappers deal with it for parts. Next watch up is a Relic men's black metal watch, ZR15546. ZR15546. This watch has a pressure case. The angle of these is quite steep. They're a little bit more difficult to take off, but it's got a 371 battery. Pull fresh battery out of the pack. And odds are that it will not work. It works. I'd have given you a 2-to-1 odds that it would not work. Takes a 371 battery. Their case closer here. Tolerances on these Relic watches are quite tight, so it's not something you can just put back together with your fingers. Our spring bar in there. These are nice little watches. Really like them. 640. Another watch for sale. Next watch up. It's a Citizen, and you can see the Citizen's got a little cracked face there in the corner, but it's a lady's watch. Sorry. It's an oversized lady's watch in 2-tone. Go ahead and take our case back removal tool, pry off the back. A rubber gasket stayed in there, so we'll need to reattach that properly. Has a 364 battery. Watch movement still works after battery change. Pop our spacer in. Want to make sure to get that rubber gasket back on the back so it maintains any waterproofing that it has. We do have that crack, so it might take some water on if you were to shower with this watch. Go ahead and set it. 621. Put it in the for sale pile. Oh, I actually had a stand for this Citizen watch, or the Casio watch. Put that watch back on its stand. Make it extra fancy. Next up, we have another little Citizen watch. This is going to take a minute because we'll have to let it marinate with the battery. That battery, which is not in the watch, I believe that's going to be a 317. My chair is screaming for mercy. Actually, I'm going to try 319 in there. That's too big. 319 is too big. 317 will be too big. That, take a different series battery. I believe that's going to take a 337, which I am fresh out of. So we will set this one off to the side. I have another pile of watches that take 337. We'll get to it next week. Next up, we have a little Elgin bangle watch. Elgin EG1047 gold tone bangle watch. It's a pretty cool little watch. Pop the back off and we have a 319 battery in here. Watch does work. We can just snap this back on. Set our time, 6:25. Elgin watch in the bag. We have another Elgin watch. This is a rose gold ladies watch. EG709. Everything appears to be in order from our external observation. EG. So there's a 521 battery. I believe that's the same battery. 521 is a 319. No, 319 is a 527. 379 should be a 521. I believe that's the same movement in both those watches. The watch works with that battery. We'll go with it. Set our time 6:27. Bring out the next victim. We have a Citizen watch. It's got a model number showing 4440350, a $70 ladies watch, railroad approved. It's got both 12 and 24-hour markers on the watch. I do not know why, but I have an affinity for these little railroad watches. Pulsar makes a really nice one as well. It's got a 364 battery. Watch is working. The nice thing about them, a red second hand. So it's readily visible, except at night and underwater. You know, red disappears about 5 feet deep in water. So as long as your train's not running under the sea, you should be okay. It's a Casio Railroad approved ladies watch. I'm sorry, a Citizen Railroad approved ladies watch. Set the time for 6:30. Multi-band. This is a solar watch. It will go into our solar pile at the back of the desk. It has a very long band. I'm guessing that's a dive watch. But it is taking a charge, as you can see, when put under the light. It does come alive. So put it back here. We'll give it a good charge and see if it'll hold on to it. It's got a nice long dive band on it. Notes say side button's not working. So we'll get it charged up and then we'll short it out and see if we can get those side buttons working. Next up is a Bulova. I believe this is our first Bulova today. C83527. Has a leather band. It's a men's watch. Got a nice size to it. Nice weight to it. And it looks like someone's used a subpar battery and it has completely corroded the movement. So that watch will be unsellable as new. I'm going to take that battery out so it doesn't cause any further damage in case someone wants to change the movement out. What a shame. It's a nice watch. At least it was. Folks, if you're ever in the business of fixing watches, I highly suggest quality batteries. If you decide to use subpar batteries, you will end up with subpar results. Work. As you can see, a cheap battery put into that watch at some point made the watch irrelevant, and now it's just parts. And our last watch of this group is a Citizen 1442692. And the notes say put the links back on. Looks like it will need a battery. 364 battery. Watch works. Pop our back on. Now let's get into this band. See that one side of the band's a little bit longer. We have 1, 2.5, 3 links. So it's just one link longer. We'll put all these links on one side. Keep things a little bit simpler. If somebody wants to even them out later, they can do that. Actually, we won't be able to add that next link in there, I don't believe. Let's take them to this side here. Pressure pins back into place there. Got one more pressure pin to put back in. First, we need to get all this lined up. Second pressure pin in. Got an extra link, but we don't have the entire link, so we're not going to be able to put that in. That last link, this little something's just a little bit off in this band. Take the spring bar out. That'll allow us to get a little bit better access. It's time to bring out the big hammer. This link off by just a little bit. There we go. Back together now. Should hold in nicely. There you have it. Citizen Quartz two-tone ladies watch. Set the time. It is now 6:40. And in 40 minutes, we have prepared that baggie of watches for sale at our eBay store. Thank you for watching and check out our next video.